for having me.
I also appreciate people like this, Amanda, who work there, kind of set the tone. This Jonathan guy.
Right?
He's
a
the real
solid
deal,
dude.
man.
I actually have a story about Jonathan.
Okay, tell
Okay,
us.
so moving along, we're going to transition now. I'm so happy that you're here, Jonathan.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And again, thank you for the coffee. My story with Jonathan, it was actually just a Veterans Day parade.
Oh.
I think, do you remember me? There were a lot
I'm
of
gonna be
people.
honest, and I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
That's good. I'm glad
That's
he's
good.
honest.
I'm glad you're honest.
She was
like,
dressed
I'm
up
going to
for a-
lie and
I can
say
guarantee she was
yes.
dressed up as some character. Because she is a character.
No, I was dressed up as a mom because I have 3 kids, and I was getting them hot chocolate, and it was so crazy busy. And first of all, my background, I worked at Starbucks for 2 months in North Carolina, and then my friends, they started their own coffee shop. So I know how things can get, especially at Starbucks, where it's just like,
That's why you need to UB it.
right?
At Starbucks.
Sure, yes. Anyway, so it was crazy pizza in there, and you were making the drinks, and you were doing great, and it had been a while. And here's what happens, is that moms with kids get a little impatient because the kids are going off the rails.
Yeah.
But what is always interesting is when you're waiting for a drink, and you're like, why is this taking so long?
Yeah.
You like look at the customers, and then you realize one of those customers bought 6 drinks for their party who's waiting outside, and you can't see those other people, so you're like, these should be done by now. Anyway, so I was getting just a smidge impatient, and I was like, so is that kid hot chocolate almost ready? And you just looked up from your drinks, you're like, mm-hmm. You were so sweet and precious. And I was like, okay. And sure enough, it was the next one up.
Thank you.
Anyway, it was just shows like that you're like you keep cool under lots of
thank you.
pressure.
Customer focused, always pleasant, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So what made you want to get into coffee?
Well, a while back, I was working at a grocery store, and I would buy coffee for my managers pretty much every single day.
Okay.
And before Union Block, I had previous coffee experience actually at Starbucks. So I'd go there every day, and then the manager there pretty much was like, if you apply, you have the job. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. So applied the next day, got an interview the day after, and then I got hired that same day.
Nice.
And so I've been in coffee ever since.
Sweet.
Yeah, bouncing around to a few coffee shops. That was based in Colorado.
Okay.
And so I actually moved out here in May.
Oh.
Was looking for jobs, and this one popped up.
So why did you move to Oregon then?
Honestly, just for fun.
Nice.
Honestly, we were
Because
looking.
McMinnville's a happening
It's the
town.
best.
It is.
place.
It is. We have some family down here. My sister-in-law. She lives in McMinnville, actually.
Okay.
So that was kind of like the pull towards this specific area. But we were just looking around the United States, and we really. One of my dreams was to always move to Oregon. I was like, I want to be in the Pacific Northwest. So it was kind of that opportunity.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Can I ask a question to a
Yes.
coffee? Do you mind if I ask a question to a coffee
You're my
connoisseur?
co-host,
Yes.
please.
Coffee connoisseur, I got to ask this question. When you're determining whether a bean is good, do you taste it or do you smell it?
Like the actual coffee bean.
Yeah, like if you're,
Well, I smell it.
you smell it.
I smell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that do? How's that help you?
Well, so depending on the roast, it can be a little more sweet or sometimes earthy. A lot of times people use earthy tones because a darker roast is going to have like a lot more of like an acidic smell almost.
Okay.
So it honestly just depends like what kind of like roast you like. But a lot of times like smelling it, you can kind of get that gauge to whether it's going to be a lighter or darker roast, or if it's going to be a lot more of like a sweet, like let's say it's an espresso. A lot of times we'll smell the espresso shots before we pour it in because there's like a distinct smell to that shot if it's a good shot or not. So that's kind of like one of the ways that we do. Yeah.
What distinguishes UB then with their beans? What, like why should I UB it as opposed to some other place?
I think you should UB it because we get our roast from K&F Coffee Roasters. They're up in Portland.
Okay.
Always fresh.
Okay.
Never burnt.
All right.
Like Starbucks.
Yeah.
But so I just think, and it's organic. You just get a really nice full flavor in any roast, whether it's a light, medium, or dark, whether it's our espresso or even our decaf.
Okay.
I just think you're able to taste just the quality of beans that we use and the process that we go through to actually make the drinks just gives you a better cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite, light, medium, or dark roast?
I would say I'm more of a dark roast person.
Okay.
And I would say, even though it's more on the medium side of dark, it would be our Sumatra.
Yeah, I like that one too. It gives,
Yeah.
me,
Like
it
the
gives me a
light.
good buzz. When I'm there,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
for
I'm
sure.
just sitting there, I'm getting in tune. I'm like, picks me up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So I'd say that's my favorite.
Nice. Okay, my friends, we are.